Hi everyone, welcome back to TVI, a podcast and now a real-life video.
TV show.
It's not a TV show.
Kind of.
My name's Carl Donnelly.
My name is Julian Deane.
This is episode 127, but it's only our second one in a studio.
The big one.
Today, we're joined by guest.
Philanthropist.
Comedian.
Broadcaster.
Anything else? Broadcaster.
Model.
All-round good egg.
I think so. Most of the time, you call me an egg because of my new shape.
No, I'm calling you an egg because of...
The smell. Not really.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Stephen Bailey, everyone.
Yay! Do we not clap here? Julian,
Sorry.
thank you.
Welcome. You're our second in-studio guest.
I love it. Who's your first?
It was Lloyd Griffiths.
Okay.
And he got really upset he'd never been invited on a podcast before. But then when we told him he was our first in
We
studio,
were waiting
he was
to
like,
build
okay.
a studio.
Yeah, I feel like I'd rather wait till it's successful. So
Exactly.
one has a studio under a railway and then I'm in.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what you want.
Until then, I'm not interested.
Have you ever been here before?
No, never. I've been to the Vauxhall because obviously this is where the gay... Am I allowed to say where we are?
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
been
Are you sure it's not dangerous?
Vauxhall
'Cause
podcast studio.
We're not wanted.
What if all the fans come? What if they rush the container?
We'll be all right, I think. But you've been here for
The gays.
the gays.
Yeah.
That's why we're all here.
Because
Yeah.
often there's Royal Vauxhall Tavern, which is literally next
Fabulous.
door.
Have you ever been?
I have, yeah. I've done a gig there once.
Yeah. How was that?
I
Was it a comedy night or was it cabaret?
It was
Is
it was
it
a
a gay
comedy
singles night?
but I was very much the sort of token
Yeah.
straight.
The
And this was-
burlesque dancer.
We like to have a token.
but I got into such I got heckled quite aggressively by a very
Horny bloke.
full of himself chap.
What did they say?
He didn't like me, and he just took an instant dislike to me, even though I'm a nice man. And me and him just had a bit of a to-do. Everyone else
What,
was
from
on
the
board.
audience? Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he say?
I can't remember. This was like 12 years ago. But
Jesus.
they do events from there here as well in the big courtyard.
Oh, great.
And so sometimes you just come here
Not a drag
on a
act.
Saturday to do like the gig, and you walk through the courtyard and like there is 1,000 topless men.
Before the world fell apart, they used to do this night called Ducky, and it is the most fabulous night you will ever go
Yeah.
to. It's just like gay and pop and drag. Julian, you'd get eaten alive with those.
Oh, man.
Are you
Hi, guys.
vaping during our podcast?
Yeah.
Can't you wait 1 hour to vape?
He
You
can.
know
he
what?
can't.
I
He's,
can't wait a minute.
he's got a very
Sorry.
addictive personality.
I thought there was nothing. Do you know all the kids vape nowadays?
Yeah.
It's madness.
Yeah.
I've got a real objection to anyone vaping who'd never smoked.
Yeah, well,
That's weird, yeah.
That
I
is
do.
insane.
they're just like rebelling with vanilla
Smoke
extract.
first for 10 years.
Do you know?
Oh, you're meant to vape to get off
I
cigarettes.
always
Yeah.
recommend cigarettes
It's-
first. You know.
Because surely the other way around suggests you're going to vape and then go on to cigarette.
I think people just like to have something to do with their hands.
True.
Can't you just do that?
Clap.
And look clever.
Well, we
Or
can.
pray.
Yeah,
Just pray.
meditate.
Wang
But
someone off.
Some people have zero nicotine though, so it's just for the flavour and
Yeah, but even then, if you've never smoked, why would you even need that action?
I know,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? I get
yeah.
you smoked and you
Yeah.
smoke weed and
crack.
crack and you've had
This
all
is
sorts
crack
of vices.
flavour actually.
It's crack flavour. Which crack? Arse crack or the other crack?
It's a mixture.
Yeah.
It's arse crack menthol. It's quite nice.
Do you know if you every now and again you get a good ass crack?
Do you?
Yeah, nice. The nice fruity flavour. That's the one that looks after it.
But that's because they have it bleached and probably put some nice moisturiser on it.
And we do a little douche.
But what about the?
I bet,
this is a.
I bet
here's
a
it-
horrible arse crack ain't fun.
No, honestly.
we?
And it's
Have you ever bailed out?
Yeah, I'm not.
Really?
Yeah, it's because I don't see it as bailing out, but it's like you don't know until it's too late. Like every now and again, you take on a job and you quit a week later. It's the same thing.
But do you not? What's your policy? And I'm saying this as I'm happily married, but in single times.
Yeah.
On if a one night stand.
Yeah.
On getting it on showering.
Yeah, I'm open to that.
But
if anything,
it's
that's
not.
the
But it's
best
not.
move.
It's not a requirement. You're happy just to sort of get straight down.
if
to
they're
the,
clean, like
yeah, but sometimes you ain't. If
But
you've
if
been
you've
in a
been
bar
out
and a club,
dancing
man,
all night,
no one's
you know
clean
what
at
I
that
mean?
point.
I
You've
mean-
got to just.
The way I
Get in
dance,
there.
it ain't clean, man.
what do you mean? You get a sweaty arsehole.
Just shits himself every time he dances in public.
I get scared.
For me, it's all about
I
the
get scared because of the
It's
vibe.
all about fragrance.
fragrance.
So they need to be wearing a nice aftershave or natural odors.
I would. Do you know there's a quick way of doing it where you don't have to do a shower? It's a festival shower, paper wipe.
I would. I mean,
Pits and
have we
bum bum.
talked about this on here?
Yeah.
About there's some quite
Toilet wipe.
there's almost
Yeah.
quite there's some that are sort of almost racial versions of that description. Like they're basically, I grew up knowing that as a Spanish shower, which I'm not endorsing that.
Oh.
But a Spanish shower was when you wash your armpits and wet your hair.
Oh.
Right, and that's rude. about the
TVI loves
Spanish.
Spanish people.
I love
by the
Spanish
way.
Oh my
people.
god. Let's be
Disclaimer.
clear. Everyone here likes Spanish people.
Love them.
The, the most culturally.
Now you've got a camera, you're not interested in the guest at
I
all,
know.
are you?
You've got one as
Are
well.
you? He's just interested
I don't care
in
about
the camera.
cameras.
You've been on. Don't wink at me. It's going to excite me, and we've only got a small table.
So
Let's get it
we're
out of the way.
talking, but yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
would you require somebody to have a quick wipe of a?
Only
of a
if
wet
they felt like they needed one and it was going to make me bail.
When you're really, really horny, though, in a little whiff of shit.
Just do gobbles. Just do gobbles.
In it,
No.
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 No, I know.
Just
I
do
know. I was just
gobbles.
asking.
What's
I tell you,
gobbles?
a blowy.
Oh.
What if? But then what? Oh, again, not to get too. I'm eating a grape as I'm saying. It's just bad form. But
It's like teabagging.
surely a night of dancing. If somebody's cock and balls,
You
are going to
go
have a bit
to
of
the
a whip.
bathroom. You do a quick wipe. You do a quick spray. Everyone lives happily ever after.
I was always, I will say, any single times I've had where I was, when it was clearly on,
Yeah.
I would always go and have a courtesy spruce up down
Yeah,
there.
you must.
Put the
you
balaclava on
must.
and that, yeah.
I'd actually find that really hot.
What, a little spruce up?
What,
No,
like a gimp-
balaclava.
a
A
gimp-
balaclava?
Yeah, I
Really?
would. Yeah, there's just something very like, I don't know what it is.
Paramilitary.
Yeah, I
about it.
really, I like the idea of it, but only if I know. Like, I wouldn't like just someone in the streets come up to me and do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh God,
That'd be
Somebody who's just might be,
terrifying.
that's a step too far.
might be a cold old man.
I'd rather take a sweaty asshole.
We all would. But did you see? Talking of balaclavas.
Yeah, line of duty.
No, I was going to say I saw loads of photos going around today of a thing with the Met Gala. I didn't know what the Met
The
Gala
Met Gala.
was. What is the Met Gala?
I have no idea, but I do look at the pictures every single year.
Yeah.
It's a gala at the Met.
And what is the Met?
The place.
The place, the Met.
No, the place, not the
pol-
police.
Not the Met Police.
Not the Metro.
Oh,
Not the
no.
London Met.
Oh, yeah, they have a fucking yearly party for everyone they
Where
arrested.
Kim Kardashian and all that.
Did you see what she
All
was
the
wearing?
criminals.
What if she wore a balaclava?
Balenciaga.
Balenciaga.
What, a
Gorgeous.
dress?
Yeah, but it covered
I thought they just
everything.
do trainers.
Well, do you know? I don't know enough about it, but I've seen enough Balenciaga clothes to think they're taking the piss. It's
Oh, they're
like
taking the piss.
$2,000. They had that one. Did you see that one pair of trainers that came out 2 years ago that had essentially what looked like melted wax on it, but it looked like you just jizzed on your trainers.
My
And it
daughter's
was
got
like
a pair
grand.
of those trainers. Not those ones.
The jizz trainers.
I think if you can see someone's wealth, it's skanky.
It's crap.
Absolutely.
it?
I think
Yeah.
Balenciaga's. Did you see I saw it going around a couple of weeks ago. It's like a high vis jacket. It looks like somebody who works on the roads.
Who's wearing it? I don't know how these places don't go bankrupt.
Well, because it's basically rich people who don't have any sort of self-awareness, isn't it?
Be honest, would you love to be rich and not self-aware? Julian,
Yeah.
I don't think you're self-aware. But
I'm
what about the
poor and
rich?
self-aware. I'm not self-aware.
Just delusional poor guy.
Delusional, mate.
I would not have put you two together, by the way. Have you been friends for like years?
Yeah, it's sort of.
Brothers, aren't we?
No.
You didn't know.
It's through marriage.
Oh,
No, he's
Jesus.
Cole's my ex.
Yeah.
But
Shout
we,
out to your ex.
We've been matey for like we started out around the same time, and then sort of we've always had a laugh, So we're mates.
I don't think Julian laughs.
Julian does. He does
Laugh.
just at his
Right.
own jokes.
Just when I say funny things.
Tell us a joke.
Don't know, no.
Oh, I died at a corporate on Friday.
How was that?
Oh, was
I love a corporate.
I like them normally.
Only
Well,
for the money. Like, I have... Yeah, I'm shallow.
I've got better at them over the years, but when's the last time you had one that was a sticky business?
Well, quite a few, because I did quite a few Zoom ones over the times.
But Zoom ones are easy, aren't they?
Well, I don't even know if it was sticky, because
Well,
it's one
this
of
is
those
it.
where you can't see them, and they can just see you, so you just sat talking.
Can you hear them?
No, nothing. Yeah, it was...
Easy life.
But that's
great.
that's his dream gig where he doesn't know if the audience like it or not.
No, I need audience love.
I do as well.
I mean, I started to unmute them after about 10
yeah.
10 gigs in. I just didn't know what I was doing. I felt like a YouTuber, and I just
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
it's better to just have nothing
Yeah.
than 3 people going.
Oh man, but I did one
In my
on Friday
bedroom.
night, Friday afternoon.
Can you say
afternoon
who it
corporate.
was contractually?
I probably shouldn't. I don't because it wasn't.
Estee
It wasn't. Do you know
Lauder.
what? It wasn't a death. I'm also.
It was Balenciaga.
And were you hosting or just telling
No,
dick
so
jokes?
it was just me doing 20 minutes after lunch in a big. It was. I was on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon,
Not funny.
and they're having their lunch, and it was you know.
Interrupting their dessert.
Well, they just finished, and then a guy goes, they're all lovely. And like the guy goes on, he went, right, guys, soon the award ceremony's starting soon, but before that, we've got a bit of entertainment. We've got a comedian. He reads out my credits, and then brings me on. And I walked on just to such a cold, bright ballroom, all on cabaret seating. I went, hi everyone, how you doing? All right. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Did you win them round?
Well, here's what happened. So the rules were, they said dress smart because everyone's going to be suited up. So I was wearing a nice suit
broke
and
that one.
shirt. I was wearing a vest and t-shirt. So I fucked
High
that bit.
vis.
But then it said, it
Balenciaga.
said there's no strict rules on language and content, but keep it relatively clean. But they were all builders. Well, most of them were builders, and there was like the corporate side of things and the bosses. About 7 minutes in, maybe 8 minutes in, I was doing all right, but it wasn't fun. Like it wasn't. I wasn't giving the best account of myself.
And you had to do 30 minutes.
20.
20.
I got into a bit of banter with a guy in the front table that went quite rude, quite quick, because he was a builder, innit? So
Rude's my
he went a bit
favourite.
wanky with the chat, and I just grabbed that like a dog with a bone, and I basically did like a 10-minute wank story.
See, I'm into
I think it's
this.
because I had 10-minute wank.
I just wanked on stage. I think they're not going to pay me.
I actually have issues at the
I'll
minute
leave
with
this
everyone
here.
needing you to be clean.
I know.
I want to tell
know.
dick jokes
I
all the
know.
time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
funnier.
I know.
It's like people don't talk about sex anymore.
I
And you're
know.
like, has everyone stopped?
Well, I do think
Taboo, mate.
weirdly, I reckon there is going to be. I've got a theory that there's going to be the next generation of young people are going to be almost asexual
Asexual.
because the last generation of young people are the ones that sort of got inundated with porn.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's going to be a reaction from the
Maybe it
one
will
below
help
them.
out, like, cull the population a little bit.
Just how-
If
just-
no one's having sex.
maybe, yeah. But other countries, I'm talking about sort of
I
English
was telling my
kids.
5 kids that the other day.
That's true, by the way. He's got 5
Yeah, I believe it.
that's-
That's why he's so thin. He's running round after them.
he is.
Empty.
Can't afford food for himself. But yeah, I had to do loads of wank jokes to win over the majority of the room.
So
the
they were kind of
builders.
working class audience.
And I was getting the builder side of
It's better than a
things.
bunch of, like, bankers sitting there, isn't it?
Yeah, but basically, I had to sort of cull almost. I had to make a decision. I've got to play it to them,
Yeah.
and forget about the rules and the other. So I reckon there'd probably be a few of the more senior staff that wouldn't be too happy about what I did.
Fuck
But
'em.
you know what I mean. You've got to just sometimes it's self-preservation.
As well, the senior staff always have to pretend like they've not enjoyed it because they have to like look like, oh, we're way above this. That's why you poor
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
at the bottom are laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love doing a corporate. They just make you feel so wealthy.
They do. There is that thing where I came off stage and I felt a little bit grubby because I don't like doing gigs where it's self-preservation.
Use a
I like doing gigs where I just enjoy every moment on stage. I'm playing with the audience and that. But that felt like I was just constantly just holding on. Like, right, I'm gonna make this work somehow.
That's what a corporate is.
But
though.
then when I was on the train home, so I had to go to Cardiff for it. I was on the train back to London, like just sort of a bit
Right.
miserable, as if I'd had a normal gig. And then, like, as a corporate man, I'm getting paid. You essentially get paid danger money to do those gigs.
I think there is a difference sometimes as well between comedians that do comedy and then still love the art, and then those of us that are like definitely me, where it's like I'm all about the good paychecks.
Oh, you really?
Yeah,
You've
I
got to have some
really am.
love for it, though.
I really enjoy it. I really like a live audience, but
Yeah.
it's like sometimes I feel like when I do these corporates, it can be shit and tedious. But then you walk away with a good amount of money, and then it's like, well, then I can go and do this gig that's only 150 quid, but really fun.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
of
yeah.
So I
course.
have like a nice balance in my head where it's like
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
such a money grabber because that's what I want. I want it, and I also want a new bathroom. But I am,
Get the builders in.
yeah.
Audience.
Oh my
I'll put a
God.
word in with
you
the
know
Cardiff crew.
I cast a builder.
Would you do an audition?
Yeah, I get quotes and I pick the fittest
Torso
one.
Oh,
shoot.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
who am I going to want to be around for 2 weeks?
Surely
out of the shower
you could find
in a towel.
just do a Google on like which ones have done a Christmas calendar.
yeah,
Once
yeah,
he's built the
Easy.
show, I get him to test it out.
yeah. Yeah.
And I might need a bed screen as well.
Once he's put the bidet in, get him to test it out.
Do you just test that shower in case it burns my skin?
What's your dream bathroom? I really like sanitary wear. I used to be
Sanitary?
Sanitary wear is what you call bathroom fittings in the
thought it was,
industry.
I thought it was like...
Women's.
I used
Yeah.
to work in an interior design company. I know about sanitary wear, guys, and ironmongery.
What's ironmongery?
That's sort of door handles and door knockers and stuff.
great.
Locks and stuff.
Yeah. But
Light switches.
So bathroom-wise, what's your dream bathroom?
I'm quite minimal. Like, I'm very much like the Kardashians. I like light and white.
Yeah, they're
and
really
bright.
minimal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
No, but their
simplistic.
stuff is like minimalistic.
Their brains
It's
are
like,
minimal.
I won't have that. They're billionaires when we're billionaires. I mean, they're
Anyone
very
can be a
good.
billionaire. No,
Well,
you can't. All
I
right.
don't think
Make
they're
us like
billionaires.
that.
I think Carl Jenner is, isn't she?
Okay, it's Kylie Jenner.
Sorry.
Who the hell is
I
Carl?
thought it was Carl Jenner.
Who's Carl? The long
I
lost
thought it was
brother.
you.
God damn it. Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner.
And Kim Kardashian
Is a billionaire.
Where's
are
she
both
get
billionaires.
But isn't it? Hasn't it been disputed that it was a bit of a? It's a bit of a accounting trick calling them a billionaire. A lot of it isn't real. It's not real assets and
It
stuff.
might be the turnover of their company.
Yeah, I think it is the turnover, but that's good enough for me because I'm telling you now, bitches, I do not turn over $1 million.
A billion even.
Oh, yeah, all that. Oh, God.
So I've never watched the Kardashians. I
Why?
don't know anything about them.
What do you watch?
Do you know I have not watched anything in so long. The only thing I watch currently, because I watch an episode when I have lunch every day, is Celebrity Masterchef. It's the only television show I've watched in the last 6 months.
Did you watch the documentary about what's her name?
After you told,
Caitlyn
I watched it
Jenner.
after you told me. Actually,
On
that's the
Netflix?
last thing I watched.
Yeah, it was
It's good.
fabulous.
It was
yeah.
good. Oh,
You
we
were
talked
right,
about it
actually.
maybe.
You come away from it with a totally different idea of them because I
didn't
never
really like them before.
You told me to watch it.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Did
you enjoy it?
Yeah, I really loved it. I really loved it. I felt like I could have had a bit longer and a bit more depth.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
What I
short,
felt.
isn't it?
Yeah, very short.
It's weird because obviously it goes. I mean, I've not like every documentary now is too long. So for some reason
Except
that
for
one
that.
went so short
Yeah.
that you're like caught off guard.
Yeah.
I felt like it could have found a middle ground. Give me an
Yeah,
extra
and
half an
I
hour,
think-
mate.
Do you know what my issue is with Caitlyn Jenner? And she doesn't have to reveal more. But I feel like
sex
just
change
give
thing.
us a bit
You wanna
bit more
see-
depth
see her
about
naked.
everything.
I know, yeah.
She gives us just what you need to get through. But it's like,
Yeah.
like she was saying they had no money and she was training for the Olympics, and that her wife worked.
They could have expanded
But it's
on
like
that a bit.
I'm really fascinated, especially doing what we do. It's like it's always like everyone's autobiography. It's like, oh, I was doing these gigs for 50 quid and I was stood on the platform at a train station. The last train went, I just had to wait there till 6 a.m. and it's like, and then all of a sudden I'm selling out the O2 and I'm like, you're missing a big chunk.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's like people don't want to tell you the steps.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But do you think often they emit stuff that sort of undercuts the sob story? That's what I often find with people. But comedians are very guilty of this. I think.
Comedians love to play the working class.
Like the
hero.
working class thing is the biggest one. Like loads of comedians talk about being working class, and then you find out they're.
Whenever I have a meeting with the BBC, I'm always like, just because they've got a regional accent, don't make them pull.
Absolutely.
Like, I was like, let me take you to my old council flat.
Yeah. It's. I mean, there is a real. People love to sort of big up things that aren't real. So I think often that's what happens. Is in
think
these
people
documentaries,
do
people
that.
admit the things that will undercut the narrative.
People do that outside of comedy as well, though, don't they? Like play it down, like.
I don't think it's all. I think in like comedy has
'Cause
it's very rare.
It's
people
an
are-
angle.
Like I mean, like working class people don't want to be working class.
Yeah.
Isn't it? That's your whole idea.
That's my whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm always like, because I did grow up in a council house. Like, we lived off food banks for a while. And I'm very much like, make me rich, make me the
Yeah.
Kardashians. I feel like every other comedian's like looks down my nose at it whilst playing working class. And I'm like, listen, bitch, I'm really working class and I want a
Yeah, yeah.
BMW for that
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
You'd
Yeah.
be like, oh, it's so hard because I'm working class. So I want to do my art. A working class person does not have time for art.
No,
the
no,
clue is
no.
in the name.
This
we have to
guy.
fucking work.
This guy
Yeah,
does.
Yeah. Oh, you have time for art.
But I mean, I'm the opposite. I'm a working class person who grew up in a council flat, but I became a hippie, so I don't care about money.
Yeah.
So it's the only two options you've got. You've either got to be a money grabbing hooer like yourself.
I have a question. I've
Oh,
always
God,
wanted
you
to
like
ask
me.
you, like, do you want to do TV?
I mean, I've never had any desires
Yeah.
on television.
Like,
So I've done a couple of bits, but they've
Yeah,
always
no,
been
no.
stuff that has been offered to me. I've never chased it.
yeah, that was my question. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever, like, chased it? Do you know,
Never.
like-
I've never once even said to my agent, "Can you asked me to go on that.
Because I'm literally that person that sits there being like, who do I have to blow to get an 8 out of 10 cats?
Me.
Okay, well, I'll do it.
On air.
I mean, he blew me to get on
Yeah.
TVI.
And I was already on it. But
imagine what you get on 8 out of 10 cats.
yeah, but I understand. But I also think I think I'm in the minority there.
I think you're very much in the
Yeah.
Julian, you're
I'm
sat very
I'm
quietly.
the same, actually. Yeah, I've never really seen that as a goal. Like, before I did comedy, I saw, I think it was Andrew Maxwell, and I thought, oh man, that could be a job.
Yeah.
And that, I think subconsciously that was the goal.
Yeah.
And then I did, a couple of years later, I was doing that club on that stage where he was.
Made it.
And
Give
it was
us
like,
quit on that night.
I think like
Caring.
subconsciously it does feel like that a bit.
Yeah.
And then you see kind of your peers chasing telly, and the money's obviously way different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like then you start, oh, I should have that as a goal, but it's just not an authentic goal.
Well, no, I think you've got to be happy with. This is the thing: the people that get bitter are the ones that want that and can't get it.
I just want to have a laugh with my mates. That was.
I mean,
it.
there is that as well.
Well,
but I'm very
that's my
simple.
issue with comedy is I don't think many people have a laugh.
Nah.
Like, I really, really don't. Like, you can't just sit. Like, I want to go into a green room and I'm not being funny. I don't really give a shit how your gig went the night before.
Yeah.
But I do want to know if
Sorry.
you've watched the latest Housewives.
Smashed it, by the way.
Yeah.
Did it? Good for you, Julian. But you know, there's a little bit of me, and maybe this is naive, is like, if someone's going, I smashed my gig, it's like, I would expect so.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's your job, isn't
yeah,
it?
like
No one really
yeah.
wants to hear that. I don't
Well,
really
yeah,
tell
or-
people that.
Yeah.
I tell them if I bombed
That's
hard.
it.
yeah.
That's why I don't ever talk about my gigs, because it don't happen.
All bomb stories, mate.
It's war stories like Vietnam.
Bomber Harris.
I
they
just
call
feel
it.
like no one is really into comedy. And then sometimes I feel like, oh, I get judged for the same thing, but because I don't do it in like the classy Soho theatre way.
Yeah.
Not like, because like.
But do you reckon you get judged? I've never heard your name mentioned in any bad
Nor have
sentence
I.
whatsoever. I think you're popular and you're liked.
I don't think I'm popular,
Why?
but I think I'm a bit trashy. I don't think people can get shit out of me.
Right.
I don't think
I wouldn't
that.
say that. But then I suppose there's
I don't care. Like, I'm
there's
happy.
a lot of there is. I mean, 'cause I suppose comedies. There's so many comedians now. It's very fractured. There's all little
There's
gangs
loads of
and
little
cliques and
cliques,
groups
yeah.
and sort of trends
But
and
it's
all
like
that.
my friends, for example, are still like my best friends who I worked at Sainsbury's with.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like, oh God, because I don't spend time being like, right, let's meet in Soho for a coffee. Let's
Well,
do
no,
that.
yeah,
Let's meet on
yeah.
aisle 4.
I run
That's
off
something.
and be like, if I've got spare time, I want to see my mate Riggers.
Well, that's exactly. I have a similar thing where like I've never felt like I've been part of the big community of comedy because all my main friends are non-comedy.
Yeah.
And I made a decision about that when I was really new to comedy. I remember meeting loads of comedians who basically had ditched their old lives and all their friends were now comedians. Like they were always hanging out after the gig with comedians.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to see my mate. So I made a conscious decision to not make too many friends in comedy and stick to my old friends.
Yeah.
And I do think I've sort of carried that on. But sometimes almost not detrimentally, but I do think sometimes
it does hinder.
I think
I do.
sometimes people can think you're a bit sort of keeping yourself to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm friendly with everyone, but I'm not. I'm not. Let's hang out with everyone.
My other thing is as well is like I really love razzle dazzle. Do you know, like when I was like a poor kid, like living off beans that we'd got from the food bank. I mean, it wasn't that bad. We did have potato waffles with it, and they were cooked.
Fucking posh.
Like, do you know, like so when sat there like that, and I used to watch like Saturday night, like Man Oh Man, Scylla, all that.
Man, oh man was Davina.
No.
Oh.
Chris Tarrant hosted it, I think.
Just have a stab in the dark.
Yeah.
Thinking of something else.
It was like that. They had those men that went do do do.
Oh yeah.
And then the woman who, if she didn't want you, she'd push you in the pool.
Yes.
And I was like watching the razzle dazzle.
yeah.
And then later years when it was like Girls Aloud, when they did Pop Stars Arrivals, I was like, oh my God.
What, you wanted a
Look
part
how
of that kind of
fabulous of it.
showbizy stuff.
Yeah, I just thought showbiz looked fabulous. And across the board, like I even thought like when we would go to Butlins or whatever, I thought Redcoat seems so fabulous. Now I've watched documentaries and it's like, oh, you hate your life behind the scenes. But
Did you ever want to like take a stab at the Redcoat thing then, growing up?
not Redcoat, but there was a time when I was thinking about, do you like the ones like in Costa del Sol?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
those ones. Because there used to be this really fit one called Miguel. Yeah.
My cousin's called Miguel. My aunt married
Did he
into a
work
Spanish
at
family.
Oh.
Solomon
He did it.
Torremolinos?
Is he the one who introduces the wet wipes?
Oh, I love it. You say something cutting, then you take a sip of your coffee. I've
Yeah.
noticed.
Did you ever go to any of those sort of holiday resorty places?
Not till I was like 16 because we couldn't afford it. So then when I could have paid for myself, then I went.
Where did you go? What were the...
I went to like Torremolinos.
Yeah.
We went once as a kid, and we went to Torremolinos. So then when I was 6, I just went back there to see if I could find Miguel.
Have you ever been on like a lad's holiday?
Never.
I can't imagine you on a lad's holiday.
Actually, we
I
went,
can absolutely imagine him on a lad's
Really?
holiday. Yeah.
I'm not actually a lad.
No,
though.
I don't think
I've never been on a stag party.
Really?
To like a
they
stag.
do.
What about a hen?
I've been on a few hens. Not really. No, I haven't.
The hen
What's the
parties are
word
the
for
best.
the gay like stag party? It's called something.
Is it?
There was one in the gig the other night, and they went, "Oh, that's a hag party."
Yeah, I thought it was just stags, but
Oh.
Yeah.
I would have gone with stag or hen. I don't know. I've not been on one.
but
No, will I ever have my own?
You're not my gay
would
consultant.
you wouldn't be?
No.
I don't know if you'd like a sort of.
We went to a lads. Kind of 5 of my mates went to Cornwall. We were 17. Went to Cornwall for a week, and it was carnage.
Yeah.
A lot of trouble.
I'm
Almost
going.
got
I'm going on like me and my mates. We used to go like Tenerife and Magaluf and all that every summer when we were like.
I had kids at like
tearaways.
18 though, didn't I? So-
Yeah, but we've not
Oh.
done it for years. We've done stag do's and stuff, but there's a little reunion one because we're all turning 40 this year.
Jesus.
So me and a group of them are going to Berlin in January.
Oh, that's fun. Have you ever been to Berlin?
I love Berlin. I've been a couple of
I've
times.
never been.
It's one of the
Some
best
good
cities.
gay bars.
It's
I know it's
I
not
mean,
necessarily your vibe, but
I
maybe
mean,
it could be.
we'll go
Yeah.
for it.
I love a gay. I used to love a gay club.
What's the famous club there that everyone tries to queue to get in?
Can't remember. I've only been
Oh
once.
God! And be interesting to try and get in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I reckon I might be able to get in if I dress well.
I imagine they'd let
Quite
most
charming.
people in. Most people.
You
I
haven't
think
seen a
they
couple
look
of my
for-
mates.
Oh, okay. I was going
Some
to
of
say
the-
they
some
look
of
for
the-
people that look like trouble. They're like, oh,
yeah,
God.
yeah. I've got a couple of mates who definitely won't get in.
Gay clubs used to be like good vibes though, man.
They still
Like,
are.
Just
good
hit that
vibes.
dance floor. It's all right.
Do you know when's really good? Me and my best friend Sarah, who I met when I worked at Sainsbury's, we go on we pick like a random Tuesday or Wednesday. We always meet up at like, say, 3, go for a late lunch, and then we start going into the gay club like JY in Manchester
Yeah.
or Via Fossa in Manchester at like 4 or 5. Then you get tipsy enough to think it's a great idea to stay out till 2 a.m.
Oh yeah.
But it's on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, so it's just busy enough where you can feel like not too old for it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about turning 40?
I don't know. It's a long time yet.
long time ago. Julian did it years ago.
I don't know.
Forgotten what it's like. I'm happy about it. My 20s were like messy mentally, emotionally. 30s started turbulently, and it's just got more and more calm and nice as it's gone on. So I feel like I'm really peeking into my general sense
Breakdown.
of happiness, my psychotic episode.
Did
And
you
I'm happier than I've ever been. I'm more settled and more calm.
Oh, that's
Just-
nice.
I don't
That
get
is
stressed or anxious
nice.
about anything anymore. And that is probably because I've just somehow something snapped when I was going mad 10 years ago.
So when you were in your 20s,
Yes.
do you... you said earlier you went down the hippie route. Had you gone down the hippie route in your 20s?
No.
Yeah.
So early 30s, after I went through a divorce and everything fell apart, and I was
Drives
in the
you
real,
to
you know, I
kinda
was
look within
How
a
old were you
bit.
at your divorce?
16.
what, 32.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
So you were married in your 20s?
yes, married.
How long were you married?
We only got married end of my 20s.
Okay.
So
Few years,
29, 2.5, 3 years. And basically, you know, it was that classic thing of booze, drugs.
Was the marriage bad
Mental
quite
health.
quickly then?
Well, no, we just were not. I mean, we just weren't compatible. We grew apart. We'd been together quite long before we got married, and we were already sort of going on these very different paths. Like we got together before I did comedy, and then naturally my life went one way,
Yeah.
and I was away a lot all the time. And that's no way to expect someone to live who didn't sign up for that. Do you know what I mean? I think if you get into a relationship with somebody and you're already doing comedy, they sort of understand it from day one.
Yeah.
But to expect somebody when you've started in a normal life, and next year you're like, right, I'm going to be away probably 50% of the time.
Yeah,
It's a bit much. So I think naturally our lives went apart. And we did everything we could to try and keep it together, and it naturally didn't work. But like, I just went a bit mad afterwards and went on the razzle.
Yeah.
And then I got into hippie stuff to try and sort my head out.
Because you did ayahuasca, innit?
Did ayahuasca? I did all of them, and some of them were very productive and helpful. And then when I came out the other side of it, and I also did normal things. I was on antidepressants for years.
Ketamine, normal stuff. You know?
I did therapy. I did therapy for quite some time.
Therapy annoys me. I know it works for some people. It just doesn't work for me.
I only needed it for a period of time.
How many have you had? A lot of it.
No, I've had it. I've had 2 therapists. I did one where I did it for like 6 months, and at first it felt like it was working, and then I felt like, you're dragging this out a bit.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel like it was me, and then that annoyed me. So then I was like,
Right.
That's possible though.
Yeah.
There's some rubbish therapists.
yeah. And then the other one, I just felt like I like the ones where you get something back.
That's it. Not
Not the ones that just sit and let you.
They'd literally listen for an hour and then go, right, I'll see you next
I
week. So
hate
what the fuck?
that.
What was that about?
My mate slept with his therapist.
Oh, you remember you telling me this? It's madness.
I can understand how that could happen.
I
used to
know.
sit
Like,
in the
it was
room.
intense therapy, like twice a week for us.
Fucking right it was.
I don't know if that was the CBT route. COCK, I think she was. But
Pretty sure that's not
that's
right.
such an
No,
amazing
that's-
fantasy, though, isn't it? Imagine that. I was like, tell me from the beginning.
yeah. It is. That
what
is-
exactly happened.
That's a
'Cause
porn
it's like,
film.
how does it get to the point where it tips over the edge of just
Yeah,
having a
yeah.
shagation?
Yeah.
Well, because what I'm sure, like,
It's like your school teacher. Isn't
surely
it? Like,
she's got something going on then, because like listening to somebody pour their
Well,
heart
they-
out
they
to you and you
quit.
start fancying
Yeah,
them, you're like,
that's not right.
That's not the job for you,
It's
mate.
illegal, isn't it? Like they can't do that.
Don't you find about relationships?
That makes it so hot.
Is it illegal?
It's illegal, yeah.
I don't mean with teachers, with therapists.
I
Therapy
think
and
so.
teachers.
Like you
yeah.
couldn't, your doctor, you couldn't get off of your doctor in their surgery while they were
No.
examining
Oh,
you.
can't you? Oh shit!
Got to make a phone call.
Just got to ring my lawyer.
Oh my god. So are you both in relationships now,
I am.
Julian?
There's a couple of things. One,
We're at very different phases of our life, is what I'm
I
trying
think
to
being
say.
older, because I feel like, so I was 16 to 19 in a relationship, and then I was all airy fairy for ages after that, be like, oh, true love is real, and da-da-da, and that's usually.
Yeah.
And then I wasted my time trying to like find
is real, man.
nice, normal people. No, it is. But what I mean was, I was a bit too Disney,
Yeah.
you know, because my first boyfriend was my boyfriend for 3 years.
you could go in a bit.
Yeah, that's a
naive.
long-
and drama free and drama free. So it was like, oh,
We just found the
our
one.
relationship's just brilliant and this fun thing. And then the next couple, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel the same. And then,
Yeah.
then I got into the toxic one, and then I was a whore for years, which I was always opposed to being a whore.
Right.
I was always
Got to
like,
get your money.
yeah. But then I was like, I'm really just gonna slag around because one day I might be very famous and it might.
It's
not be
easy to
possible.
do, is it, in the gay community? I've heard.
I mean, I would hazard a
I mean, it's
guess.
easy to do in
In
any community.
community, yeah.
I mean, realistically,
I mean, there's probably some communities.
Just go,
Mormons can't probably.
Yeah.
as long as you go out on a Friday night, have a drink, and get talking to other people,
'Cause-
it can happen.
Yeah.
Men are a lot easier
Yeah.
than women, is my point.
And
yeah.
what I find is because a lot of people are really, really fit, right?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And
But the standards have to be. I does feel that standards are higher.
but because everyone's
gay
like really,
men
really
in particular, I
fit,
think.
then if you just have like the personality and make people laugh, then I used to pull people where I was like, they're too fit for me. It used to make
And they're
me really
laughing with your dick in
uncomfortable.
their mouth.
Yeah. That's why you'd go down a tree in the game. Well, they'd go down on you. Yeah.
I've been in a few gay clubs. I found it a little bit intimidating. I remember I was on the dance floor in the Admiral Duncan. This is when I used to
Yeah.
drink.
I love the
Heavy.
Admiral Duncan. Have you ever been?
I've never been to it. No.
Oh, it's fabulous.
And I went into the toilets to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
But I
Just for clearing that up.
just to clear that up. But it was scary. Like, I felt quite intimidated. I was like, where I was like early 20s as well. I probably looked about 16.
Yeah.
Fit, you can imagine, right? And good skin. But and it was like, but there was this big like bodybuildery guy just standing there, just like looking like
Yeah.
he was hot, man. It's hard being
Did you
straight with
blow
so
him?
many fruity hot guys around, man. Oh. But yeah, so I blowed him, and
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt a bit. It was probably just in my head. I'm not going to get raped, was I? Is that
Just as the siren goes off.
That's the R word. The police always burst in.
No. It's great in a gay bar.
I went to GAY as well once
It
on
always
Tottenham
feels
Court
so
Road.
safe, yeah. Oh, that's fun as well, that one.
I was up on the stage, man.
That's GAY late.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very late. I got pulled in there by the bouncers, and the next thing I'm on the stage just having it. I didn't know it was a gay club, and there's some guys buying me a drink. Like
Did the big GAY sign not...
I know.
And the clientele.
I couldn't spell.
Yeah.
What's that acronym of? Girls and yeah.
Which would still give you
Girls-
the clue.
I thought it was girls and yayo. But some guy bought me a hooch, and then we're chatting and that, and
Well,
then
that's a real teller about the
Yeah, I know.
time of this,
and
this,
it was
story.
it was just
You're
me and him
old.
on the top because there's a few levels to the stages,
Yeah.
isn't there? We're on the top one, mate. Having
Yeah,
it
you are.
raw.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good music. And then I looked down and he had a boner out of his jeans.
Yeah, yeah.
That was for you.
Yeah.
Which is, you must have felt. That's
Did you
nice.
really-
His place
It's nice
was...
to
He had a nice flat. Not really. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. It always
Good
is.
story.
It's a great story. Someone got an erection over little old you.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a compliment.
Yeah.
Thank you,
It
sir.
always happens.
Is
like
it
a little
as,
salute.
is gay dating as app heavy as straight dating currently, or is it still more?
Well, I don't know because I've been in a
Grindr.
relationship for 2.5 years
Okay.
actually.
How
So,
did you two meet?
but we did meet on Tinder.
Okay.
And I just think it's so weird now. So like we got together when I was 32, 33, and now I'm like ready for all the boring shit.
Yeah.
Do you know, like picking out a piece of art and what colour you should have your walls?
Yes.
Whereas for ages, I'm glad I had my whore period.
Yeah.
Because now it's
You need to get it out of your system. Otherwise, it'll just
really
be in
do.
your head and you'll go out when you're 60.
And I have that thought of going, the grass is really greener. Like, I remember bumping
It's
into
not that much fun. It's quite empty, isn't it?
shagging around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, you never get what you actually want from people. Like, I remember this guy, he was absolutely
purse and
gorgeous.
stuff.
We had great pum-pum. But he would always flake. So he'd be like, do you want to do brunch at 11? He'd be like, can we make it 2? And it's like, I can't fucking do 2.
Yeah.
And I just find that, and now it's like, oh my God, well, we have great pum-pum. And he shows up.
Yeah.
That's good.
And he never leaves. And he's not insecure about my job because he's like
Yeah,
old
yeah.
and successful.
How
Not
many
old.
times a week do you have pumpkin?
It's a very personal
No,
question.
it really depends
Wank a lot.
with each other or solo.
Okay, start with solo. Let's unpack this fully.
I think, yeah, I masturbate quite often.
Can you do 3 in a day?
No.
Welcome to
Do you
my
do
world.
3 in a-
No.
Talking to the champ.
I've never been able to do that.
Guinness Book of Records 2021.
Why don't you
Do you
put
like- do you-
goddamn
I don't do
book?
3 in a day. I mean, I'm saying I have done.
In
Last week.
I was going to say, what in recent
a
times?
couple I can do in an average
Surely,
day.
but that is more because your diary has
think
to be clear if you're doing 3 in a day.
Well, is
What you
it?
said about my gig list.
I was going to say.
You need to get more bookings, man. 'Cause you got too much free
No,
time.
not really. I mean, morning and evening.
No, you
Where's
don't
the
need
third
to
one?
do that.
Where are you squeezing that third one in?
No, I don't average 3.
But on a daily, if you had 3 in a day, what time?
Oh,
how long are you spacing them out?
Breakfast, dinner,
I've
and
been
tea.
I've been in a hotel a couple of years ago and did 5 once.
Oh my god!
You know, I think that's because I've got a lot of testosterone.
Oh my God.
No,
because you're a fucking degenerate.
I
is what
think
it
it's
is.
because I'm a degenerate. Also, I think it's an addicty thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's changing the way you feel.
Yeah. I like the way you say addicted.
It's an addict. It's an addictive
Yeah.
thing.
I always, if I'm going to,
And do you
Wank
wank-
off.
If you're away from your partner,
Yeah.
and you're on the road, say for a week, how often would you masturbate?
I'd do it the morning before the cleaning lady came in.
Right.
and as she's coming in, I like it.
Yeah.
It's all
yeah,
over,
that's-
all
You
over
Got
the
to try-
place.
Stick your head out the door. She's at that room now.
I like my
See the
sheets
trolley getting
fresh.
closer.
Yeah,
I like my
yeah,
sheets
yeah,
fresh.
yeah.
I don't want to,
But would it be once
Don't
a
use
day?
a tissue.
Yeah, but sometimes you miss.
In a hotel, you can just on the towel, mate.
I never miss.
I never
Not
miss
on the
either.
towel. And if you're a bit lazy like I am, sometimes it like dribbles off the thigh by the time. Oh, it's a nightmare.
Does it?
Well, it does if you're as rotund as I am.
If you're really horny, it comes out farther, doesn't it?
Oh my God. Did Lloyd Griffiths talk about this?
No,
Great.
we talked about. Do you know what we
This
talked
is
about
how
Floyd?
I feel about in the.
We talked about
Singing.
t-shirt quality. and hair transplants.
Well, this is more interesting, isn't it?
I mean, it is. Yes.
It's more relatable for all
Yeah.
the lads that listen.
I think so.
I'm assuming they're lads with a Z,
It's loads of lads, all lads.
with Julian here.
Yeah, mate.
I think our listenership's very intelligent people.
I mean, which we're trying to drag down
Yeah,
to our
so
level.
sorry, guys.
We're trying to ruin their minds. But anyway,
I'm really glad we did the wanking bit. I
um,
really am.
you met on Tinder. We were talking about
Oh, yeah.
dating apps.
Look
Did
at
you-
you going straight to sex.
You met on Tinder, your partner on Tinder,
Yeah.
as opposed to Grindr.
Yeah.
Tinder is.
Tinder's for all.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And is Grindr's not more of a hookup rather than it's not for let's keep this going.
Grindr's more for a shagation.
You're still on it, yeah.
That's what I use it for anyway. You know.
I have never really used Grindr.
Right.
I'll tell you when I've used it. It's quite ridiculous. When I moved into my new flat, we had
Wanted some work done. Get on Grindr. What do you do for a living,
telling you.
Tyler?
You can say what are you looking for, and one of the options is networking. So it would find you a Tyler.
Networking.
Good.
But I like to turn it on if I want to know if my neighbours are gay.
Right. Oh yeah, that's a good
Oh,
idea.
How come, in case
It's like a
you need your
sensor.
cat to be looked after or something?
Well, sometimes
Not
if
that-
it's just a fit neighbour, you'll go, I might leave Rich for them.
Yeah.
That's good.
But only if they come up on Grindr.
You've got to think of a
You've got to have
5-year
backups,
plan.
yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been with Rich? 3 years?
3 years.
That's nice.
He's a lawyer, which is
When you
very
say he's
sad.
older, how much older is he?
Don't
Only a
marry him.
year.
Oh right. Come on.
You're a,
In my head, I'm still like 25.
Sugar daddy.
Yeah. I mean, he's just bought a house
do you live
in
with
London.
him?
Yeah, well, I have my own house in Manchester, and he's bought a house in London. So now
Oh, that's perfect.
I can't pull the working class card anymore.
What
double
sort of
homeowner.
lawyer is he?
Oh God, don't ask him. You'll be there for days. Employment,
Okay.
the least.
They're good.
expensive.
But also very
cheddar, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's very used.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
What's
He
happening
was
with your
busier.
lawyer, your legal degree?
Yeah, I
Do
started.
you have a law degree?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
He wants to do one. This is genuine. This isn't a joke. Like,
Starting in next month.
Are you going to wink at me?
and there's no wink.
I'm
here.
gonna wink
He's doing
at you,
an
but I'm-
it's an access course.
What?
I'm starting in it. I was going to do the law degree, but I've not studied.
Are you going to give up comedy and be a lawyer?
No, I'm just going to do the law degree. I'm going to do both.
Isn't it
That's
expensive?
what you want. That's what you want. You're a lawyer to be. I've got a nip off, man. I've got 20 at Vauxhall Comedy Club.
Putting families together in the day and wanking my cock at the Glee in the night.
Doing a 10-minute bit in front of the judge.
But so it starts next month.
October, yeah.
What law?
Law, yeah.
No, what law?
Criminology and law, but it covers all of the modules.
Oh.
So there's employment
Isn't
law.
that pricey to do?
Yeah. So I got to sell cocaine.
How would you feel if you committed a crime or are wrongly accused of a crime and they said, we've got you a lawyer and
I
Julian
rock
walked
up.
in?
I think it'd actually be better because I think when a judge
I
is
relate
sat there all day listening to boring bullshit, someone that's got a bit of charm and charisma
Thank
would
you.
work
What
in
if
your
they've
favour.
also
Stop
not?
winking.
What if they've also not got any legal ability?
Remember the
Oh yeah, that would.
the
Oh, I
camera.
thought it was a. Oh, I thought it was a funny lawyer.
Right. Just
I'm
yeah.
really engaged in the conversation.
I know.
I know,
sorry.
yeah, I know, it's
very
nice.
easy. It's easy to happen. But I think I can imagine Julian.
Do you have a degree?
No, I didn't. I mean, I did.
Were you always a comedian?
No,
No.
I did all right at school, considering. I wasn't.
You got A in maths, GCSE.
Yeah, I was.
I mean,
I wasn't.
that's impressive.
I wasn't
Is that a
invested
lie?
in. I
No,
did.
he did.
I
Okay.
did. Yeah. So I wasn't that invested in school, but I was smart enough to sort of do all right.
Yeah.
And then I did a couple of A levels, and then I went to uni, but then I dropped out after 2 months.
Oh, what were you
I was
studying?
doing film production at London Guildhall, which is a shit uni, but I just
Sounds good.
and it does sound good. I remember
Guildhall.
that's why I picked it. The ones I got into on clean, because basically I was doing 3 A levels, and on the day of my 3rd A level, I didn't show up to the exam. I was naughty, and then I didn't get enough to get into a medium uni. I knew I wasn't going to get bloody A's or anything, but I got a couple of C's at A level. And I looked at what clearing I could go through, and it was like Derby University, and there was a few others. And London Guildhall was quite a shit London uni. I think it's now London Met. But I was doing film production. I was thinking, what sounds best on paper? I thought film production at London Guildhall sounds like a sort of cool film school. So I picked it, and then I just quit. So I was like, I don't want to be at uni.
So what did you do in between quitting uni and becoming a comedian?
Jobs.
Like, did you have a career or just jobs?
I could have, I reckon. By the time I quit working to do comedy full time, I'd got a decent job in a media company, working in the accounts, and I could have then studied to become an accountant.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
Exactly. But what did you do? When did you finish school?
As in year?
Yeah. Did you do A levels?
I did do A levels.
Which ones?
I did French, German, sociology, and citizenship.
Citizenship
What's
is an A level.
citizenship?
What to work in
But I
immigration?
honestly couldn't tell you the difference between citizenship and sociology. They're both kind of similar.
That's what it sounds similar.
Yeah.
But you did French and German. You speak them well?
Bonjour.
I'm
Parle français.
I didn't know you spoke French.
I like the movement you get with it. I like the aggressive
After all these
movement.
years, Julian just drops in. He's fluent.
Una
Quelle
mamma.
heure a-t-il?
Una mamata.
Si.
I knew you would.
Parle
I said,
italiano.
would you like a blowjob? And you said yes.
In
Oui.
what? In what? Spanish?
I said it in Spanish.
Oh, but you said
In my
French and
underwear.
German
So I
you
did-
studied.
Yeah, A level.
You just thought you'd learn that phrase in every language just in case.
That's all you wanted from the teacher.
French. I
How do I
speak
offer a
fluent.
blowjob?
It's important to know, though.
I mean,
is,
it
yeah.
definitely
Very important
is.
to know.
You got to get
And
your
then-
fare back. ain't
Also, you don't want to miss
The only
opportunities.
thing I would say about languages, and I don't want to get shot for saying this, but I don't think we teach other languages very well in this country. And therefore, because as part of my degree, they paid the European Union, which is why we should not have Brexited, but they pay for you to go and live abroad for a year. But you have to study, you have to pass your exams abroad, and that's how you pass that year. But really, they should make you do maybe a year over here where you just get basics. Like, my shower's broke. Like,
Yes.
how do I
Where's
pay
the
my
swimming
rent?
pool?
Yeah, la bibliothèque. It's like no one fucking reads. And then you go, and then you should go and have to do 2 years abroad.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
yeah.
where I learnt the language. But I have a degree in French and Spanish.
So you can speak both of those fluently.
French fluently, Spanish no, because I didn't live there.
Right.
Yeah, I just haven't.
Can you get by?
Did you
Yeah,
learn?
I could get back. I
did you-
could go on
If they
holiday
speak English.
and order us shit. No. Although, the worst thing is, I went to Luxembourg to do gigs, spoke at them in French, and they spoke back to me in English.
Oh, that's happened.
Yeah.
My mate lives in Luxembourg. One of my oldest friends moved to Luxembourg 4 years ago, and like he's from Ireland, and like he never spoke a word of another language. And the moment he landed, he was like, "I'm learning French. This is going to be my chance." He's been going to French lessons ever since. He cannot get people to speak it to him because they know he's not a local, so they naturally just go, "Oh, let's speak to him," even though he doesn't want them to.
And they want to speak English. I
There
remember
is
on our
that,
year
yeah.
abroad, like, be like, okay, we have to go back fluent. We have to go back fluent.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, we would speak to our friends who we'd made at uni there, so French people, in French, but they wanted to practice their English. So they would just like speak back to us in English, and we'd be like, no.
Can you?
It's
Did you?
easy now,
When I was
though, isn't it?
shit faced, though, that was helpful.
When you learn languages, though, like at A level and at degree level, do you do that thing when you learn sort of the history of how they came to be, or is it just all about learning the language itself?
You learnt that at degree level,
Right, yeah.
but not at A level. Like, it was all about like the Germanic.
They got to
languages,
fill a degree up with
yeah.
some stuff in
Yeah.
there. It's
Well, no,
like a
'cause my-
PhD in it. It'll go to stuff you don't ever
Well,
need.
but my mate Tommy, he did languages, and he was fluent in French already because his mum's French.
Okay.
So he's half English, half French. And at
Cheater.
school, he learnt a couple of others, and he's one of these people that just gets languages.
Yeah.
So he then learnt all the history of like. So if he can just pick up bits of. In a country, if he knows where that language comes from originally, he can sort of work out what they're talking about.
Well,
Yeah,
because he
like,
understands
comes
the
from Latin a little
foundation.
bit.
I can understand a little bit of Italian.
Parla
Yeah.
italiano, sì.
We're wheeling them all out today.
Because it's similar to French.
Yes.
Well, when I'm abroad, I just take a translating book. It's easy, isn't it? And whenever someone
Even
speaks to
still?
you, you just give it to them and say, "Can you say it in English?"
Fucking hell.
Oh yeah.
But the history of language is really interesting. And we did like little, especially in degree, you do like French cinema. We did like syntax, which,
French kissing.
listen, let me tell you, I had a French boyfriend while I did my year abroad. And
la
I was
la.
really disappointed.
Were you going to say you were
oui,
disappointed?
monsieur.
Only because, right, I had this whole idea where it'd be like, oh my God, imagine I don't go back and finish my degree now because I'm just going to be in love and live in France forever.
Literally sit outside
whereabouts
cafes
in
just
France?
smoking a
This
little
was in
cigarette.
Perpignan.
Papillon.
Perpignan.
Oh,
South of France.
Butterfly.
Gorgeous little beach town.
it means
No,
butterfly, doesn't
Not a
it?
papillon.
Oh, sorry.
Perpignan.
Perpignan, that's what I said.
And,
Doesn't mean butterfly, that's what I said.
It was gorgeous. But this guy was called Kevin.
Oh,
No.
get out,
And I
Kevin.
was like,
Come on.
Fuck off
I
back
was
to
like,
Birmingham, Kevin.
Kevin? And he was like, no, it's
it's
just Kevin. Because his mum was goddamn English.
You're trying to create this
God. Yeah.
amazing...
So I was like,
Kevin.
well, I'm not staying here for the rest of my life.
We Kevin. It's Kevin, all right?
It was like Kevin. I was like, oh my God.
Oh,
He was fit though.
was he? Yeah.
Don't know where he is now.
I would like to learn a language.
Kevin, if you're
My
right
mate,
there.
yeah, being with my friend Tommy, he's not done it for years, but he's still fluent in loads. But we were once in somewhere like Barcelona or something
Barcelona.
on a weekend away.
Barcelona.
I love Barcelona. That's a great city.
Gorgeous.
Gracias.
But we got chatting to a group of, I think they were
Hookers.
They were from, I think they were from a part of Europe. I can't remember where else, where he didn't speak the language, right? And they were multilingual. He was multilingual. So they just basically just played like language tennis until they found the one that they were both best at, and they just spoke in that language. So suddenly they'd both just speaking in Spanish, and you're like, "Fucking, I wish I could do this."
I would love to live in like a European, not England town.
Yeah.
Like, I really think there's something sexy about
Where
that.
would it be? Would you go off the
Montmartre.
grid, or would it be one of the main? Montmartre's a bit touristy, though, isn't it?
Is when I'm there.
It depends,
With your
really.
book.
With my fucking Union Jack. My football t-shirt.
Oh my God. When I get a book deal, not if but when, I would go and write it in, I'd start in Paris, but I'd travel through France a little bit.
Would that what it be? What the book is about?
Sure.
Okay, you've not thought about what the book's going to be,
But I just thought it was going to be about me.
right? But you just want to write it on the road
On the
in
road.
France.
I just feel like if someone's give you a check to write a book, I might as well do it something sexy.
It does feel like
with
you're
it.
meant to go
Yeah.
somewhere.
I read
to
the
write
book
it.
Papillon actually in Montmartre.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
I feel like,
Just
is
fine.
there a joke?
No, no joke.
I can't trust you.
Because he was talking about Montmartre.
Yeah.
I feel like
Am I
Carl's
saying that
here
right?
to make
Sometimes you ever do
Montmartre.
something like that while
Montmartre.
traveling, where it's sort of it feels so pretentious. But I remember reading some Hemingway in a bar
In a bog.
in Madrid where he used to sit and drink.
See, I'd be
That's
like,
Nice.
wine and
I read
port.
Oscar Wilde in Soho when he's talking about the
Yeah.
area. and
That's when
stuff.
I'd get my grinder out though to be like, well, not now, but back in the day, be like, oh my God, I wonder if he's gay.
Is there
Yeah,
many
yeah,
gays
yeah,
around
yeah.
Soho and that? Yeah. Your phone would just heat up, start melting to the coffee table,
Fire.
Oh my God.
just start seeping with hum.
I think you would love One Night in Gay Heaven.
I genuinely think that's
I think
true.
you'd love it
As
just
you
for
get
the jokes.
older-
I think you would love it just for the jokes.
Yeah, totally.
Have you ever been so horny? That's it. No, have you ever been so horny you flicked on a bit of gay porn?
Well, this is no, I haven't. No, but I've.
right,
This
no,
the,
no.
but
I mean,
what,
what
I know
happened?
people that have suffered from sex
Yeah, of
addiction
course.
who have.
Of course not. Of course not.
Me neither.
Have you ever been so horny you put on a bit of hetero porn?
I watched hetero porn when I was like 14, 15. Do you know, like
you
when
had
you're with
ga-
your school friends,
Yeah,
you're watching
yeah.
it at sleepover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Watching it
watched
with their
then.
parents.
Yeah, Brenda had put it on. There you go, kids.
Do you want a cup of tea,
Yeah.
kids?
Have a can of pop and a breakaway biscuit. A bit
Um,
of porn.
what do you make of heterosexual porn?
I mean, the problem is with any kind of porn, the acting's god awful.
terrible, isn't
yeah,
it?
and I
Yeah,
do watch
yeah,
for-
yeah.
I do watch for a storyline. I really do.
I don't
I
like
like a
that.
handyman
I
one.
don't like the porn star porn. I think it's too like fake, isn't it?
What do you prefer? Animal porn?
I've got to see a donkey on my screen, or ain't coming no more.
Donkey. I used to sponsor a donkey called Truffles.
Oh.
I think
one of the
Truffles
most
now
popular
called
charitable
What was he in
causes.
AA? Was
donkeys.
he?
Yeah.
Donkeys gets like
Was he
pound
trying
for
to give
pound.
up drinking?
Fucking hell.
Just doing a marathon.
He's doing a bungee jump. Oh,
Oh, sorry.
I wish my brain worked like yours.
Oh, you don't.
You
honestly.
don't.
It's fun for an hour. Imagine 24 hours a day of being in there.
What do you do?
I've got to wank it out 3 times a
Oh
day.
my god! But I think with this for you. But Carl, what do you do if you can't think of a response to a heckle? I imagine this does not happen to you.
What do I do?
Yeah.
I don't. Do you know what? I actually get heckled very, very little. I think it's because I'm quite nice on stage, and people go like, "Oh, he's nice." Even if they're not enjoying it,
It
they're like,
happens less,
he seems nice.
doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does happen, Les.
It's
I suppose
very
you,
rare.
I
you
feel like
talk
they're
to them
scared
though.
of me.
You talk to them though, don't you? Like ask them stuff,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't really want the
I saw you the
answers.
other day. We gigged together the other day. It was nice, wasn't it? It was a nice little evening because I saw you. It was nice.
It was yeah, it was nice.
We're in a
seeing
nice
you.
little. What was it called?
A tent.
A tent. No, but they're called something, aren't
Fucking
they?
A
like
gazebo,
Yeah,
gazebo-
no,
it wasn't.
it was like a pointy.
It was like one of those festival
like
tents.
a big top.
Like a big top, but not
go.
a big top, like
It
a
was
mini top.
It was,
Mini top.
it was a nice
A
little
teepee.
Sunday evening, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No traffic,
Yeah.
cash,
No audience,
no traffic or audience.
hence the no.
But it was. I enjoyed it.
I've just seen the time. We need to start wrapping up. In a
Why?
minute.
How long have
We've
we
been
done?
banging on for almost an hour.
Oh, that's fine, guys. We've got a lot to say. I don't know who people are that get interviewed and have nothing to say.
I know.
So
Yeah.
annoying.
But also, I mean, it's not a traditional interview because we've not. We've not planned any questions.
No,
We've
you've
just
not
talked
prepped
about
anything.
No, not at all.
I was asked how much I wanked.
Yeah.
We've
we should,
learnt
we, should, we should mention Steve Stark's.
I'll just
Logo
spat some
design.
grape juice.
here's the letter.
Steve, so basically, people who are watching this on YouTube, if you're listening, go to our YouTube. It actually is a thing. Listeners, do us a favour. Go and subscribe to our YouTube channel because it's set up now.
The link is on Insta and Twitter.
And we've just now we're going to put the videos on it. Even if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, do us a solid and go and subscribe because
Do
it
us
just
a
boosts the
favour,
numbers
please.
up. That would be great. But Steve, you
Please.
can come and. Steve Stark designed our logo, which is nice. So we've got it on mugs here that we're drinking out of.
That'd be great.
And also, he sent us some hot sauce to try
Pineapple, passion fruit, kiwi, and
because he designed. Look, these are Steve Stark designed logos
It's the
for this hot sauce.
Somerset Chili Company, and
So
it looks delicious.
It looks
actually.
amazing, actually. I love hot sauce. I put it on everything.
love hot sauce.
We'll try those and we'll report back.
You should try them on camera for extra
Would you
content
like
for
to?
your fans.
Do you want to try some?
Not on camera. Well, what if I don't like it and then it's not a good promo?
That is bad promo.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of good promo.
Only cause I'm funny about pineapple.
Are you?
Yeah.
What about? Yeah. See, the other one is my favorite. Scotch bonnet is my favorite.
What
Oh no,
is-
sorry, the one with pineapple is that the one?
They've
the one
both got pineapple.
which
in.
which one's got
This
Scotch
Scotch
bonnet?
bonnet.
So that's my favorite
Mally.
chili Scotch bonnet.
Why don't you try it now?
Yeah, try it now.
Because we're talking. Okay, I'll try it now.
Can't open
I'll
it.
try this one. Yeah. Is this the really hot one?
They're both. Are
They're
they not
both-
both?
both
One's,
three
oh, this
stars.
one's quite mild. This
I
one's
can't really
3
take-
out of 5.
I can't really take hot.
3 out
things,
of
but
5 fires.
For the
I don't know
sake
what
of
that
doing
means.
this online.
You can't take hot
Well,
sauce.
you've got to. Yeah, he's not done that right.
Why? Oh, I've got really garlicky. I made some homemade baba ganoush for lunch with a lot of garlic.
Baba ganoush, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
No wonder you're so happy and laid back. Baba ganoush.
Do you know? It's just it's roasted aubergine
It's roasted baba ganoush.
with like, tahini. And,
Tahini, I used to have that as a kid.
What you say? Have it? Oh, eat it as a kid. Sorry.
Tahini.
I didn't realise
And
what you were trying to
molasses.
say. Oh,
It's
hang
quite
on.
an Aussie
I
thing.
don't
isn't it?
imagine you having a sophisticated palate.
I do actually.
That is lovely.
I grew up kind of vegan and eating
That's
tahini
You open it for him. He's
and
struggling.
molasses.
Oh, that is nice. That pineapple, mango, and Scotch
thank
bonnet
you.
one
How
easy that is to
delightful.
read out.
I'm just trying not to open it because I don't want it.
Oh, it's really good. That's
So this one.
that's got a fair bit of heat and it says 3. I reckon your one. Don't drink it. Are you mental? Just have a little bit.
Oh God. Oh, I thought that's what you just did.
I put a bit on my finger and dabbed it.
Oh. Sorry, I put my mouth on it.
That's all right. I'll just top it down. I'm not going to put my mouth.
I've got COVID, but it don't matter, does it?
I'm just going to put a bit on my finger.
How was that?
Oh, that's nice. Oh, they're both the same heat. That's fine. That's
I mean,
not
that
bad.
flavour is really good.
Really, they're very good.
Wish I could bring the heat down a little bit.
Thanks, Steve Stark. We got to wrap it up anyway, so we'll do that and let Julian vomit outside.
Oh,
Hi.
Julian.
Thanks for coming in.
Oh my God, thanks so much for
Flew
having
by,
me.
bloody flew by. That
It
did.
flew by, mate.
Oh, I forget about the camera.
I know it's easy to do that when you're having such. A
But it was
lovely
so engaging with
conversation.
you, Carl.
Thanks.
And me.
Julian,
Stop winking at the
you
guests.
just had your
Sorry.
Twitch and
What?
You never revealed how often you wank. Oh yeah, you did 3 times
I
a day.
did.
Times a day, minimum every day.
I've had
What
2
about
in this
pum-pum?
podcast.
How often do you pum sex?
I don't. I'm celibate.
Please. Celibate people don't masturbate, do they?
We're not meant to. Celibacy
Yeah.
means no sex. That's all.
Yeah.
That is,
Well, masturbating isn't sex, is
but
it?
you what? You
But
think
it's
priests aren't allowed to
climaxation.
wank, are they?
Oh, I mean, they wank.
I mean, yeah, but they're not allowed.
Who buy it?
God. The person who gives them their fucking rules.
I don't think that God has given those rules. I think that.
Well, the
their
Bible
their boss-
gives them the.
The Bible doesn't say you can't wank, does it?
Well, I think there must be
I don't
something
think
in
it
the
says
Bible.
wank.
Oh, Piers, no wanking.
The 11th commandment. Sorry, guys, forgot one. You're not allowed to toss yourself off.
You know, I was very late to the masturbating game.
I was quite late.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was like a thing till I
What?
was like 16.
Oh no,
I was
I wasn't that
very-
late.
Oh, yeah,
Not
that's
all
really
weird.
16.
I
Fine,
was.
what's
No, I was
early?
about. I was probably 13 or 14. For some.
Oh, yeah.
I
I
was.
I mean, that's late.
Well, I don't know, might have mentioned this in it before, but I was present at one of my good friends' first wanks. Yeah,
Gorgeous.
he was older. He was a year older than me, and when I was probably
You were catching
12.
it in your mouth.
I was 12, he was 13. We talked about like doing it, and then he wanted to try it. So I waited outside the bathroom when he went in and wanked, and he taught me. He was sort of commentating through the door of what it felt like.
Oh my.
And I was just like,
And you were
"Fuck."
like, "Ah."
And then he just told me about it afterwards.
Okay.
It's quite a nice story, really.
I
helping
feel
your mate out.
like I masturbated.
You need to phone the social services.
Intimate with a woman and then had sex with a man within the first like 3 months. Same 3 months.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's the Holy
Your,
Trinity.
your first 3 months was that?
Isn't that good?
That is good.
Yeah.
You've really sort of
I really went
worked it
through
all out.
all, yeah.
You just get it all out of the way and go like, I'm going to pick the one now
In a
that I'm gonna
simple
start
9
sticking with.
weeks,
That's
you
great.
know.
That's lovely.
That's good.
Right. What age were you when you first went? Just before we say goodbye.
I was probably about 9, but I'd come before that. Myself. Not really. I come honestly when I was about 4 or 5.
Oh, come on.
I did.
Right.
You did it. What's the joke?
There's no joke. I'm just answering truthfully.
We've not spoke about veganism.
We never talk about veganism.
Okay.
Oh,
Although these actually have on
are these
the
vegan
bottle,
grapes?
It says
Are they the meat ones?
these hot sauces are suitable for vegans. And as are these vegan
I mean, that is a
sweets
good
for
flavour.
Candy
My
Kids.
mouth's
Do you
on
have
fire.
a huge vegan following, or is it just that
Not really.
everyone
A
follows?
lot of them are vegan,
A lot,
actually.
yeah. The ones that we tend to, the ones that, because we should quickly give a shout out to our patrons.
Hey, Pates.
Who, thanks for being patrons. A lot of the patrons are sort of silent benefactors.
What do they get for it?
We do extra little episodes for them.
We do an extra episode every week in the studio,
And-
exclusive.
Can they
to
pay not
Patreon.
to get that?
Yeah, that's what they pay not to get it.
But they're basically, the large majority of the patrons are silent benefactors.
Yeah.
Like I think they just like supporting the podcast. But there's a group that, there's quite a group that have become like a little community. A lot of them are vegan, and that's
It's really
very
nice.
But because of the
lovely.
title, do you not feel like you have to do vegan
No.
content?
Nah,
No, because we live it. We don't have to
Yeah.
bang on about it.
we're role models, Stephen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think.
I don't know if anyone would ever use that for you.
I came at 4.
Yeah.
I'm a role model.
I mean, that's a good. That's
You could be a
good
role
thing.
model if you're telling everyone to do the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A stern warning.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up before we unveil any more truths. Where can people find you? Obviously, you're
Social
touring.
media.
You're gigging all the
Stephen
time.
Where do you
Bailey,
live?
Social media. I now live in Tooting.
Do you still live in Tooting?
Back in Tooting.
Oh,
yeah.
that's my old stomping ground.
Which bit? Which?
Tooting Broadway.
Okay.
That's where I grew up.
Gorgeous.
It's lovely. It's
Where are
lovely
you now?
I'm in Harlesden now, northwest London.
Harleston.
Yeah, got out of
What
southwest.
tube is that?
That is Willesden Junction Tube Station.
Fabulous.
It's on the Bakerloo. And so people can find you on social media. Look out for Steve. He's very funny stand up.
Bailey.
Any other thoughts? Give it a share. If you've watched this on YouTube,
Yeah, give it a share.
rather than listening in like
We're
the
going to
old
put little
old days.
clips out as well. give them a share.
How long have you been vegan, Julian?
About 5 years. I've had a few slips.
Yeah.
Yeah, I killed a dog this morning. And I
This is how you lose
Tore it to
Patreon.
pieces.
tore its carcass apart on the Bakerloo line.
Oh my God.
Right. On that note, let's wrap it up.
I
Thanks,
didn't do
Stephen,
that.
for coming on.
Thanks so much for having me.
Love animals.
Thanks for listening. If you're listening in your ears, thanks for watching.
Winking.
If you're watching, bye.